Well, good morning everyone, and welcome to another landscape photography adventure. This time, I'm in Gloucestershire, and it's local to me. So today I'm going to be taking you off to 3 locations in Gloucestershire in the Forest of Dean. Now the Forest of Dean is quite local to me. I can be there within about 15-20 minutes. And this was inspired by a visit that I had by Mr. Paul Baker. So Paul is a very keen photographer and vlogger, and I'll put a link to his stuff in the description below so you can go and visit him. But I don't shoot local very often, so it was a bit of a challenge straight away. And also Paul's suffering at the moment with some bad knees, so I needed to find somewhere that was accessible. And these 3 locations I'm taking you to today are very much so. These, you can rock up and be away within 10 minutes. As long as you time it right, obviously. Okay, so we've arrived at location number 1. We don't need a bag, we just need a camera and a tripod, because it's literally just there. So welcome to Newnham on the River Severn. We're right on the outskirts of the Forest of Dean. Other side of the river, that's Gloucester. There's the shot. It doesn't look much today, I know. But this shot, when the river's up, there's a wonderful little S-bend that runs off to the town of Westbury over there. I really like this shot. Now, the idea is when these reeds that are all in front of us here are up in bloom, you use them as a little bit of foreground interest. The river snakes off towards the church. If you catch it right, then the sandbanks do exactly the same thing as well. So if you can get here with the water levels just receding, that's fantastic. Sunset location, possibly, definitely a sunrise location. It faces north-northeast, and it does run the whole valley basically towards the west. Well, I did arrive for sunrise today, but unfortunately there isn't one, and the tide is not at the right level. So I'm going to put up the shot I've taken in the past for this. Hopefully you like that. We need to move on to the next location. Our next location is going to be a bit of an epic view and some woodland. Okay, so our next location is Symonds Yacht. Now, I did go there with Paul and was part of the inspiration for this video, I'll be quite honest. It does have a wonderful view looking over the valley, which is pretty much the main shot that's there. But it is also surrounded by woodland. And I did take a shot with Paul whilst I was there, so I'm not going to repeat that, but I will put that up for you. But hopefully, I'm going to get a couple of woodland shots. All right. let's move on to location number 2. So welcome to location number 2 here at Symonds Yacht. Now I've parked up on the roadside there, but there is a really large car park. It's a pay-in display, but plenty of room for parking there, and it is right in the woodland. But because I'm a little bit early, it doesn't open till 8, I've parked on the roadside there, and access to the bridge is just there. Oh. Right, let's go. This is going to take about 2 minutes. So welcome to Symonds Yacht. What a stunning viewpoint this is. Wow, it is pretty much just the one view that's the main attraction here. But if you are a birder, then there's something else that might grab your attention as well. So Symonds Yacht is also a very, very, very unique place because it's one of the homes for the peregrine falcon. And if you've got a 9 million times zoom lens, then you may be able to pick it out. But I don't think my 200mm is going to cut it. They do live over in the rock faces over there, and that is quite a distance. So this is going to be fantastic in autumn when those trees change colour. That's going to be one spectacular view. So I am going to come back in the autumn period and take some shots. But for now, we need to get off into the woodland and see if we can actually grab some photos today. I actually took about 1 minute and 20 seconds to get from where I parked to the viewpoint. How good's that? So here we are at the main car park. So this is a Forestry England site. You've got the amenities here, toilets, it is pay and display. I don't know if you get a concession if you are a member. I'm not a member of Forestry England, but probably should be, to be honest. But this car park opens at 8 o'clock and closes at 9 o'clock at night. So if the time you want to shoot doesn't suit that, then you're probably better off getting here early and parking where I did down on the road. There is also a cafe just a little bit further. And to get from this car park all the way to that viewpoint, about 4 minutes. Right, okay, so I have come across a composition that has caught my eye. Right on, nope. So it's getting a little bit late in the morning now. The sun's starting to break through, but I'm getting the occasional, can't say that, the occasional cloud rollover that's softening the light that's coming through. It's one of those days where it goes blue sky, then a cloud comes in. So yeah, hopefully I can catch this in time. It's still, at the moment, there's a very, very slight touch of breeze, But I've got this fern in front of me, and there's some wonderful ambient light on this very textured pine here. So I'm hoping I can work something with that. Right, okay, so I set up for this one with this fern in front of me. I've got the ambient light on the tree, but I am getting quite a few hot spots in the sky, so I've had to bracket it. Just the 2 shots should work, should be fine. I've shot enough to be able to pull up details in the shadows and be able to drop down the highlights. But where you guys are, there is a slightly different opportunity. Same sort of scene, but looking across at that bit more. I know, yeah, polarizers on. Okay, so I am no more than 10 feet away from where I was just a minute ago. I'm using these ferns and this log as my foreground interest, and there's also a root there in the ground that kind of leads you in from the bottom corner. Funnel of light, some nice ambient light kissing onto this same tree as before, the gnarly looking pine. Yeah, I quite like that. Again, the sky's in the shot, so I'm going to have to bracket it, and I am going to have to focus stack it, but yeah, 10 feet apart and 2 minutes from the car park. Ooh, light's kicking off over there as well. So I need to grab this one, and then we'll do that shot, and then I think it's time to get off to destination number 3. Ooh, squirrel. Okay, so let's go and grab a shot about 30 yards away. Hopefully I can pick out a composition in that lot. I just like the way the light's coming through, so let's go and investigate. Okay, so something a little bit different now. I'm sure when you watch a lot of woodland photography, you're used to seeing that ethereal glow. The yellows are kind of blending into the greens and making it look otherworldly. Yeah, you're not going to get much of that in this scene, I'll be quite honest. But what I do have is some logs that have really caught my eye. They're kind of textured, a lot of the bark has fallen off. They're coming in from left and right, going into the center, and then you've got this young sapling that's there and it's getting the light on it. And then you've got the light falling on these brown leaves on the floor. It's such a shame it's not wet, to be honest, because that would look amazing. Those brown leaves would pop. But today we've got what we got. Yeah, I quite like this. So focused on the logs, I've also focused on the young sapling. That should give me enough, and I've shot 2 shots for each. One for the highlights, one for the shadows. Right, hopefully that'll blend. Here's the shot. Okay, 3 shots in the woodland, very close to the car park. Right, I need to get back to the van. Which way did I come from? Well, good morning everyone, and welcome to location number 3. This is Gloucester Docks, and this one's definitely local to me. In fact, this is another day. I'm on my way to work. Right, so as you can see, the parking, again, very, very close to where you are. and you can have a good meander around this place. There's a few sections, so you've got this main section by the car park. There is a retail park over that end, but this is where more of the historic buildings are, to be quite honest. Let's give this a go then. I've never actually shot here before. Yeah, I don't shoot local, do I? Right, so we're just going to have a bit of a wander around, I think, this morning and see what catches our eye. Hardship is keeping the new out of the old. So I'm hoping to find a few things that are scattered around, some old bits of machinery, maybe the old sailing ships. Okay, so this is my first shot, and I'm feeling this is a black and white day. No colour in the sky, some moody clouds, good contrast between the white sails and the rest. So because I'm early in the morning, I'm on about 1 1/3 seconds. But the trouble I'm having, and excuse me being quiet, I don't know if there's anyone asleep in that boat. But there's a scaffolding setup that's further back there in the distance, and I'd have liked to have got the bigger boat in, but you've got this tent or something covering a boat and then this scaffolding. So I'm focusing in on this main black and white boat here with the barge next to it right by the lock gate. Yeah, trying to eliminate all of the newness and keep what would have been original buildings here in use back in the day. Right, okay, that's enough of that. Let's move on to something else. Now, I've spotted over there, is it visible? Hard to tell. So just at the end of that building is an old crane structure. I think I'm gonna go and have a go at that. Yeah, let's try that. The only thing is, I don't carry a wide angle lens, do I? Right, so our next subject is the railway crane here. And it's a very, very rustic looking old thing. I do like it, but unfortunately I'm really struggling to get an angle on it. The best light is coming from shooting this direction, but I don't own a wide angle lens, so I'm really struggling to fit everything in. I really want the arm to break the horizon, or sorry, get above the buildings, but I can't get it to do so with the focal length that I've got, and I don't have time to sort of stand around doing vertical panos and that sort of thing. So I think this is going to be my last subject of the day. Handheld, flirt my way around. So there we are, destination number 3, Gloucester Docks. So that's 3 local locations done. We've had a river scene, and that one's a little bit unique. There's not many people that's going to have that shot. We've got the epic view. Quite a few people have that shot, but there's also some woodland there, so you can get something else a bit different. And of course, my local town centre. So, thank you for watching, guys. I'm running out of parking, and I'm on my way to work. So yeah, this is definitely a local one for me. Hope you've been inspired to get out and do the same, and I'll see you guys in the next one.